Championships are the perfect end to a great season. Only one team finishes the year with a win. In this small community, teams are playing for more than a championship. That didn't happen by chance. In 1999, Coach Craig Faulkner put in place his vision for a baseball program. He started with a blueprint to follow, and along the way, he found the strength in every story.
Listen, when I went to LSU, Skip Bertman, I didn't realize what I was getting into. I wasn't going to LSU because of Skip Bertman. I was going there because I wanted to major in agriculture, and it was an agricultural school, and I was going with my best friend, Mark Guthrie. But what a treat to get to play for Skip Bertman. Skip wanted, because I was Skip's first year player, and he was his first year at LSU, he had to teach us everything. He had to teach us from, painting the stands, to building cages, to how to hit the outside pitch, how to give signs, how to think in the community, how to talk to people, how to shake people's hands, and then the great knowledge of baseball. He was the guru at Miami when they won the World Series. He was the baseball guy. Ron Frazier was the promoter, but Skip ran the field. So Skip brought that knowledge of Frazier and how to coach the game to LSU. He was coaching all his coaches at that time, so we were learning it double, and I was so fortunate to be a freshman when he was there. I learned the system better than anybody because I was a student of the game. I was a catcher, and catchers, just get a better feel for the game as it is because they see the whole game. But playing for Skip Bertman, I learned the details, and I got to play as a freshman, which was, it was unusual to get to play as a freshman. There were some injuries. I probably didn't deserve to play, but I got jumped in there in the SEC. So I really learned the game inside and out. And the difference is I was one of those guys, I was a sponge. When Skip Bertman taught us things every day, when he did his motivational speeches, when he taught us the little things about the game, I was listening and I was writing them in my mind and, would even take notes at times. I always knew I wanted to coach, but I didn't realize what a great education I was getting in baseball, sitting under a Skip Bertman. So for 4 years, I didn't miss a thing. So that was pretty special. So I took that, plan of playing and how to play the game and all the little things and making sure the community was involved. And I was at the first Booster Club meeting at LSU speaking to, there was only 12, Booster Club members there, and Mark and I actually both got to speak, and we had to say 4 or 5 things, about ourselves, and it was I was really nervous, hard to even get it out. But the time I left LSU, I was speaking to the Booster Club, and there was 500 people in the Booster Club. They had to fill the stands up with people, and I was looking forward to speaking to those people because Skip made us speak in the community so much and go business to business, selling ads on walls and things like that. I just got the full package of coaching baseball, from the running the whole program to running a booster club to how to play the game on the field to scouting to just the whole thing. So it's a pretty special experience that I had. And then actually playing the game myself. I knew I wanted to coach, like I said, so every manager that I had, every coach that I had, and I had some great ones. I had some big league, Jerry Nairn, who coached in the big leagues for a lot of years, was my manager 1 year in AA. I had some other guys that were in the big leagues, but I would take notes on them. And I would write down things I liked about the manager, and I'd write down things I didn't like, things that he taught that I thought really helped me, and things that I thought was something I don't want to do when I'm coaching one day. So, unlike most players, I was there watching them, how they coached us and what they did. So what an experience I had getting to play 7, 8, 9 years professionally, and then actually getting to coach 1 year professionally with the Orioles in Bowie, Maryland. I learned, how to actually coach third, how to coach first base. So I was just getting tons of different experiences, as a catcher playing and then as a coach running an organization. So that was pretty neat. And then coming to the Venice High School, I wanted to put all that knowledge I had gained into play. And I was coaching for Larry Sandberg, who was my coach at Venice High School. I got to coach with him, and so I was his assistant. And I was just watching how he did things and remembering back to high school and how we did things. And, the whole time I was coaching for him, I really enjoyed it. But I was always chomping at the bit to take the team myself. You know, even in the summer, he would let me have the Legion team. And I would coach that, and I loved it. You know, I was putting in things that I had learned, you know, and getting to run the team the way I wanted to run the team. And I love the way Coach Sandberg coached. But, you know, when you get the team yourself, you want to do your own things, you know. And I surely never wanted to step on Coach Sandberg's toes because he had a great system and a great winning, you know, record as well. So then I got to take over the team in '99. I got to be the head coach, and it was pretty exciting. We actually went to the Final Four my very first year. But soon after, I started putting in more systems. Listen, if you stop learning, you know, I learned every year something new, a better way to coach. You know, I'll never forget when we got the Steps of Success from M.L. Woodruff. M.L. was a real motivator. I think he won 7 straight state championships in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge. He was coached at a private school, but he was a real motivator, just like Skip Bertman was. And I would go every year because I'd go back and visit my wife's family in Baton Rouge, and I would go and I would always find him. He was always at the field at Christmas time, and I would find him and sit and talk with him for hours about what he was doing in his program and why was he so successful. And I incorporated a ton of those things. And one time I walked in the clubhouse and I saw on the board the Steps of Success, and I asked him, "What is this?" And he went through and told me a little bit about what they did with it. So, you know, I said that's something we've got incorporated at Venice High School along with the stuff we're already doing, because it gives you a clear steps. You want to be successful, you can't skip steps. You can't hop steps, you got to hit every step. And those steps really are different today than they were when I first started coaching. I've changed them. You know, and my steps were a little different than Coach Woodruff's steps were a little, you know, because we have a different philosophy, but it really is a good visual for players.
Beyond the visible signs of accomplishment, Coach K talked about the motto that usually plays a role in each season and is displayed on the Steps for Success.
Each team, what we've tried to do is we try to promote different themes for what we want the team to look like based upon their strengths and their weaknesses. And we'll come up with an idea in preseason. And sometimes those will take on life and it resonates with the kids and they enjoy it and they can rally around it. And sometimes we've had years where it's fallen flat on its face. And you look for the team to develop their own identity. Good as an individual, okay? Good as a player. And that step requires that players, each individual, achieve certain things and have certain characteristics. You move on from there, hopefully as the season progresses, to great as a player. And great as a player is each player as a whole now. We have everybody clicking on even more detailed characteristics that we've seen over the years the successful teams possess. Then we get to good as a team. This is where a team has to begin to think as a group and as a unit, and that all the players have these characteristics. And that gets a little more into baseball characteristics, not individual. You know, what we do as a team, how we're practicing, do we know our signs? Are we good at our bunt defenses and our first and third offenses and defenses? And then there's great, and those are additional characteristics that a team will possess when they're really good at it and they're playing at the highest level. And it's no mistake that when you possess those characteristics, you're usually having a successful season and wins and losses are in your favor and you've got a good opportunity to advance through the playoffs. And then, of course, you have to win a state semifinal and a final to become the greatest team on the greatest day, and we've had 6 teams achieve that.
Wellfield was different. It was a shorter field, so I get that a lot because of my senior year because of so many home runs, but a lot of those home runs went a lot farther, just so they know.